back on camera now and ready to set up the battle between Chris Byrd and Fres Oquendo. Larry Merchant, despite his heavyweight title belt, Chris Byrd says that he is a test that none of the other top heavyweights seem to want to try to pass. Why is it that Lennox Lewis, Roy Jones, other bigger names in the heavyweight division don't want to fight Chris Byrd?
Well, he's more like one of those complex mathematical puzzles that can take centuries to solve. Here are the reasons why they won't fight Chris Byrd. First, he's a left-handed defensive star genius. You can't look good against him. It's hard to beat him. Second, because of his style, he doesn't have a big fan base, so you can't make heavyweight money for fighting him. He's only getting $1.25 million tonight. Still a lot of money, but featherweights today make more money than that. And finally, to make a match with Byrd, you have to give up your future to his promoter, Don King, and stars like Lewis and Jones and Holyfield and Tyson and the Klitschkos don't want to do that. So he winds up fighting a fighter in Oquendo who has no choice but sees a real opportunity.
Despite the fact that there's a ton of competitive risk in fighting Chris Byrd, because George Foreman, by his own admission, he's kind of the Pernell Whitaker of the heavyweights. A defensive wizard is the word that I would use. Will the public ever embrace a defensive genius heavyweight champion?
You know what? You just got to be a hero. If you're going to have all that defense, you got to have, if you can't do it inside of the ring, do like Ali. He did it outside of the ring, became a hero. And if you can't do them, like Willie Pep, make them miss and make it so beautiful that the crowd and the fans will come in to see you. And he hasn't done that so far. I don't think he will.
All right. Let's look at the tail of the tape now as we get ready for Chris Byrd against Fres Oquendo. We are not up in the super heavyweight division with the big guys like Lewis and Klitschko. This is the moderate heavyweight division, the old style one. Byrd, at age 33, is 3 years older than Oquendo, but largely untouched because of his style. 6 feet 1.5 inches to Oquendo's 6 feet 2. Arm length, Oquendo with a 1.5 inch advantage in that measurement from the armpit to the end of the fist. Chris Byrd thought he might weigh in at under 210. As it was 211 3/4. Oquendo at 224 says this is the first time he'll be fighting a heavyweight who's smaller than himself. Rules of the bout with our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Chris Byrd-Fres Oquendo fight is scheduled for 12 rounds using the unified rules of the Association of Boxing Commissions. There is no 3 knockdown rule. Only the referee can stop the fight. In case the cut is caused by an accidental headbutt, we go to the scorecards after 4 rounds have been completed, and you cannot be saved by the bell in any round, including the 12th and final round. Jim.
All right. Thank you very much, Harold. And now here comes Fres Oquendo. Boxer puncher type. Only 1 loss on his record. He'd be unbeaten if he could have held on to the lead that he built over David Tua before Tua knocked him out.
Oquendo tells us he was a quarterback and center fielder in high school in Chicago. So he has athletic ability as well as fighting ability. And that he says that Byrd is the smallest heavyweight he's ever fought, and he intends to fight him the way the big guys fought him, meaning both Klitschkos, Vitaly and Vladimir, who between them might have won 17 out of the 21 rounds they fought with Byrd.
Oquendo, a technician by identity. Maybe that gives him a better chance against Byrd than some of the sluggers might have. Of course, in addition to all of his other nettlesome characteristics, Byrd is a southpaw as well. Went to the 1992 Olympics in Barcelona as a middleweight. When he came out of Barcelona, he said to himself, you know what? Middleweights don't make enough money. I think I'll go up to the heavyweight division and try to get rich.
I don't think he thought that after watching a couple of junior middleweights make some money last week. But Byrd is one of the big, serious fight fans among fighters. He'll travel all over, but he stayed home in Las Vegas because he was coming to Connecticut the next day. We asked him how he scored the fight. He had Mosley ahead 6-5-1. Oquendo thought the fight was a draw.
Incidentally, the biggest upset of last weekend was that Chris Byrd wasn't at the fight. Normally, he's the #1 vagabond boxing fan in the country, probably going to as many fights as any fan alive. And now let's go up to ring announcer Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you, and we welcome you to the beautiful Mohegan Sun Resort and Casino here in Uncasville, Connecticut. We are ready for a featured bout of the evening brought to you by Don King Productions in association with Fight Night and CM Exchange. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's fight is being dedicated to the courageous men and women of the 101st Airborne Division Air Assault, known as the Screaming Eagles. Your bravery, courage, and service is not forgotten. And a special thanks and recognition to Staff Sergeant Frank Eldridge, Lieutenant Colonel Donald Frick, and Commanding General David H. Petrius. Well, fans, this bout coming away is sanctioned by the IBF President Myriad Muhammad, Supervisor Lindsey Tucker, along with the Mohegan Tribe Department of Athletic Regulation, Jerry Boyle, manager. Now introducing our 3 judges scoring this bout from ringside. From Oneida Castle, New York, Don Ackerman. From Cromwell, Connecticut, Steve Epstein. And from Waterbury, Connecticut, John Duke Lawson. And our 3rd man to the ring, the referee in charge of the action, we have Eddie Cotton. All right, fans, here we go with our main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the IBF Heavyweight Championship of the World. Introducing to you first the challenger on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with red and white trim, hailing from San Juan, Puerto Rico. He weighed in at 224 pounds with a record of 24 wins and 1 loss. He has 15 wins coming by way of knockout. Ranked the IBF #2 heavyweight contender in the world. Please welcome the challenger. Introducing fast, Fres Oquendo. And his opponent across the ring on my left, the defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner, entering the ring wearing blue trunks with silver trim, fighting out of and representing Flint, Michigan. He weighed in at a ready 211 3/4 pounds. His record stands at 36 wins, 2 losses, 20 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the 2-time world champion and the current IBF heavyweight champion of the world, introducing Chris Byrd. And once again, our referee in charge, Eddie Cotton, now to give instructions, 12 rounds of championship boxing schedule.
All right, both boxers, you received my instructions in the dressing room. Obey my commands, protect yourself at all times. All right, let's touch gloves. I expect a good, clean fight.
Last week's fight could hardly live up to its impossibly high expectations. This fight won't have any trouble living up to its lower expectations.
In terms of entertainment, right?
In terms of action and entertainment, exactly. 2 boxers, both claim they're going to box.
Both fighters have been accused of a questionable tactic, not the same tactic. In Oquendo's case, Opponents claim that he gets away with hitting behind the head, particularly hitting fighters on the back of the head with the cuff of his glove. We'll see if that arises during the course of the fight tonight. With Chris Byrd, it's about slapping, hitting people with open gloves. And during the Evander Holyfield fight in December, you yourself, George, said that you thought maybe he shouldn't get credit for some of the punches he is credited with because he slaps.
Yeah, he's an open hand. He's on the wrong side, first of all. And when you're on the wrong side like that, your hand's always in the wrong position when you deliver a shot. Almost backhanding and slapping. Now, Oquendo's got to understand he's the contender here, and if he want to win this thing, he's got to make the other guy back up something. If you can't do anything else, make your opponent back up.
Chris Byrd seemingly confounding Oquendo here, attacking a little bit in the first minute. Byrd, who normally goes backward and counters, forward and leading against Oquendo here in the early going.
Byrd's got not 1 ounce of sweat on his chest. Oquendo, if he wants, can reach out there and knock him down if he so chooses. Got to take a chance.
Oquendo wanted Byrd to take the lead, to be the aggressor, because he feels he's not as effective that way. So Oquendo is being the Byrd right now.
Byrd is smart to go to the body. Get some of the energy out of your fighter.
Larry makes a good point about Oquendo having decided he wanted this, so I'm incorrect in saying it surprises Fres. It's still a bit of a role reversal, but one with which Byrd says he isn't all that uncomfortable. He thinks that as time goes on, he'll be more and more free to attack other heavyweights because he thinks he's getting stronger.
Oquendo is just pretending that he's afraid of Chris Byrd, because there's no power in Chris Byrd's initial shots unless you run your head into them.
What Byrd has done frequently in the past, the Jimmy Thunder fight is an excellent example, is to try to frustrate his opponents into awkwardness and lunging strokes, and then in the late rounds to step inside and try to hurt them with bigger and bigger shots. Not that he's a big puncher, but he can surprise you in his view. And the crowd indicates what they think of the nature of the action in round one.
Action? You saw action?
I use the word loosely.
Well, he just sat there waiting.
He's waiting to throw the right hand.
He's waiting to throw the right. Take that right hand from him. That's all he got. And the way you got to do that, you got to keep him busy. Smother that right. He can't get it off. He's trying to catch.
As we go to Fres Oquendo's corner, where trainer Jose Bonilla speaks Spanish, our interpreter is Hector Garcia.
You got to walk to the side, to his left, walk to his left, move that jab, and keep that throwing that right hand. What we worked at the gym, the right hand to the body, and then we finish up with a hook on the top. Can't give him this round. A lot of rights, a lot of rights. Go for it. Alive, be alive.
CompuBox numbers in round one showed Oquendo throwing fewer than 20 punches, landing no power punches. Byrd wasn't all that terribly active himself. That's why the crowd booed.
Oquendo is playing the counter puncher, doing a good job of it as well.
Typical of a conventional fighter against a southpaw, Oquendo finds himself sort of pawing with the jab and trying to land straight right hands as his bread and butter.
He's allowing Byrd to just lead with his right jab, and he just stands back a little bit and try to catch him on top. Byrd is not really happy about it. He doesn't like that, being the leader here.
Too bad CompuBox can't count for us the number of times that Byrd's right hand touches Oquendo's left hand as they try to paw forward with the jab. Byrd often taking Oquendo's glove in his own open glove.
Oquendo lands a few shots, then he goes backward again. I think that's good. Very smart. Make that counter puncher become a fighter.
With conviction, Oquendo jabbing to the body from distance.
I like what Oquendo did that time. He was able to get to the body and on top of the head a few times, and he goes backwards. As if to say, I hurt you, but I'm not going to do anything about it.
Byrd finally gets hit with an Oquendo jab. Now Oquendo goes back to the body with his jab.
Oquendo landing more punches in this round.
Significantly more.
And he can do it all night if he just keeps his position, stay back.
That time Oquendo caught Chris Byrd's left with his right glove.
You see, Chris Byrd is afraid of Oquendo's right hand, so he's going to be cautious as he moves in.
Oquendo lands a right hand. Byrd swings and misses in return. Credit Byrd with a landed punch to the body. Not very hard. Oquendo returns the favor with his own left hand shot to the body. Each Wednesday night at 10 p.m., catch the premiere of Inside the NFL. Join hosts Bob Costas, Chris Collinsworth, Dan Marino, and Chris Carter as they bring you exclusive game highlights, analysis, interviews, and features that truly take you inside the NFL. And in addition, special correspondents Wanda Sykes and newcomer George Lopez offer their own unique perspectives on the big issues facing the league. Inside the NFL premieres each Wednesday night, only on HBO.
But he fake it at you. When he fake at you, get on with the punches.
Yeah.
You know, fake it with the jab and come back with that straight left hand.
You have to throw combinations. We cannot give him any rounds. Breathe in. We cannot give him any of these rounds. Get away from the ropes. Get away from the ropes.
The CompuBox count of jabs through round 2. Byrd landing 7 of 50. Oquendo 13 out of 32. Don't usually see a jabbing contest between a southpaw and a conventional fighter.
It seems to me that Byrd, if he doesn't pick it up, is falling right into the trap. Oquendo backs up and allows him to overcommit.
And Byrd, who's operated mostly with straight left hands up to this point, seems more intent now, not only on throwing more jabs, but on landing them, as opposed to falling short. There he popped Oquendo with the jab, and Oquendo came back with a perfect counter left hand.
Yeah, he's walking right into Oquendo's trap. Who would think that this big guy could think?
And there's a good tackle by Oquendo. A former high school football player from Chicago. We know he played quarterback. Maybe he played a little strong safety too.
You would think that the challenger is under pressure to make the fight, to take the title. But Byrd knows that he is under pressure to look good, to make the case that he has been trying to make that others should fight him.
Well, I like what Oquendo is doing. He's making that counter puncher turn into a tiger.
But Byrd has just turned in 2 excellent body shots with the left hand. They both miss with their jabs. Now Byrd sticks one over the top.
Oquendo doesn't do well when he's in the middle of the ring. He best keep his back and off posture.
Stuck his jab, lands it again. Byrd grinning, somewhat chuckling. Chris Byrd says, hey, I'm a trash talker. I'll talk to you all the way through the round.
Another right hand by Oquendo. Those right hands are reaching the mark. Byrd comes back with a good left.
Straight left hand by Byrd. Hard right hand to the body by Oquendo. Good shot.
I like it because he's going to the body. A boxer, you take away his legs, and he has to sit there and fight with you.
So Oquendo coming in with a viable plan and executing it so far. Crowd starts to get interested. You made an interesting point earlier in the round, Larry. You're saying that Chris Byrd has reached the stage of his career where he can no longer afford to just stink the joint out and win on defense.
Well, if he says everybody's ducking him, he's got to show them a reason to fight him. And right now, Byrd looks like the frustrated fighter.
Normally, it's the other way around. But there's excitement in Fres Oquendo's corner after 3 rounds, as he seems to be properly executing his plan.
Hey, you're the champ. When you're the champ, we came here to fight. We wanted this fight. This round was very nice. We loved it. I don't want you against the ropes in the center of the ring.
You know, last week we saw the boxer being outboxed by the slugger for a good long while, and here we're seeing once again the boxer having trouble with the boxer puncher.
And those punches from Oquendo hurt.
CompuBox numbers on power punches through 3 show Oquendo landing 38% of his power punches. That's not easy to do against Chris Byrd. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 3?
Okay, Jim. 2 rounds to 1, 29-28. Fast Fres Oquendo. You know, Jim, I tell you, I never saw Chris Byrd have so much trouble in my life. I mean, this guy's getting off first with that right hand, and Chris doesn't punch because, you know, how can you punch if you fight defensively? Fres Oquendo, based on that really good combinations and that nice right hand, he's getting off first, taking it to Byrd.
Byrd is real careful not to be hit with that right hand by Oquendo. Real careful. And that causes him to lay back and wait a little too long. You just got to do what you're going to do.
Break! Come on. All right, stop. Easy. Lean up.
Now he's doing that purposely. When you miss that counter punch, you got to grab him, because he'll be on your back too.
Look at the comfort level of Fres Oquendo. Look at how freely he's letting his hands go when he gets within punching range of Chris Byrd. This is what most heavyweight opponents of Byrd have had trouble doing.
That jab he lands on top of Chris Byrd's
And a
right jab.
straight right hand that he stuffs into Byrd's face.
It's a long fight, long way to go.
All right, stop punch. Turn around.
Now, when you're a puncher, this takes a lot out of you to go forward on a boxer. You got to really pace yourself. That's a knockdown. Oh, yes. He hit him with that left.
Called a tackle, not a knockdown.
Go.
Referee Eddie Cotton not seeing it as a knockdown.
Thank you, Chris. Don't hit him.
Ruling that Oquendo took him out with his legs instead.
Let him go. Get up. Come on. All right, stop punch.
Remember, that's old Cotton who, when Tyson was down 1,000 times.
Oh, there's a hard left hook by Oquendo.
Never called him a knockdown either. He called him pushes.
All right, stop. Get out.
Old Cotton.
George Foreman referring to Eddie Cotton's performance as referee in the Lennox Lewis-Mike Tyson fight in Memphis, June 8, 2002.
Stop it right there. Stop it. Come on, step back. Come on. Time. Good job.
his style is frustrating you. Just run your style off. Don't worry about his style. Yeah.
He running straight in with his head, so.
Well, step aside of him. When you trick him like that, you can hit him. When he go by you like that, you can hit him. As long as you don't hit him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
Hook him from the outside. You trapping him and you ain't done nothing.
You got to use that right hand. You got to use the hook. A lot of right hands I want to see. Don't give him any rounds. But you have to get those hands up. Put some water in my back.
Byrd landed a little combination at the end of the round. He may not be able, or he may be able to crack an egg, but he can't really scramble one.
Should have shown that slip they called. That was a knockdown.
Only 2 times in his career has Chris Byrd reached the late rounds of a prize fight trailing on the scorecards. And that was against first Vitaly Klitschko. He won when Vitaly wound up retiring on his stool with an injured shoulder. Vladimir Klitschko. Byrd made it to the finish line against Vladimir, but was pretty badly beaten up in the process.
You know, one reason he's been successful as a boxer, and he doesn't get much credit for this, and he deserves it, is that he is a tough guy. He took a good punch. He took an unholy beating from Vladimir Klitschko. His father wanted to stop the fight after 2 knockdowns, and he insisted on going to the end. So he has the skills and he has the toughness. He doesn't have the punch.
Hard right hand by Oquendo. Very confident now, Fres Oquendo, a minute into the 5th round. Now here comes Byrd trying to rally. You heard Joe Byrd telling his son between rounds, when he charges straight forward like that, just step aside. So far, Oquendo's still able to make contact when he charges straight forward.
Byrd made a motion as though Oquendo got him on the back of the head. He has hit a few opponents with looping punches behind the head, but he's hitting him on the front of the head more than Byrd is used to getting hit.
Byrd also seems worried about Fres Oquendo's head. Byrd, who says he was butted by Evander Holyfield, seems to believe that Oquendo's trying to butt him when he comes straight forward.
Stop, let him go, let him go, let him go. Come on, let him go, come on, let's go.
Left hand landed for Oquendo.
Oquendo's a big guy tonight. He's throwing a lot of power away. He's got to make certain he's getting a little more accurate.
Byrd jabbed twice, got hit by an Oquendo left hook, and responded saying, "Whoa, that's interesting."
Byrd is now in the position where he's trying to make a fight of it.
He might have lost all 3 of the preceding rounds, in which case he's behind on the scorecards early.
That's what you want to do, get a boxer behind on points, so he's got to get in there and fight you. Then he runs into those big shots.
Obviously, that was part of the Oquendo plan.
Now, Oquendo is taking some shots, too, from Byrd.
Well, if Chris Byrd has deceptive punching power, as he says he does, tonight will be the night to use it.
He's got to fight tonight, and I think he's going to do it.
Let him go, let him go, let him go, let him go.
Chris Byrd looks frustrated as he frowns and sort of waves his hand. Still seemingly befuddled by Fres Oquendo's tactics. Let's look at the round 4 action that was ruled a slip, George Foreman. You thought it should be a knockdown. Take another look.
I was wrong.
Punch barely grazed Byrd's chin.
I was wrong.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think it was, in fact, a tackle.
Just grazed him a little.
That's why we have replay.
Rose, keep me some Vaseline on my hand. Okay, now, see, when you make it miss, just sidestep.
When I side,
he grabbed me.
He grabbed me, put my head down, everything.
Yeah, but when you put your head down.
Here's a shot behind the head that Oquendo has drawn criticism for. It seems like a legal blow as long as he doesn't hit on the neck.
good left jab to the body. He constantly landing that thing on the side of that southpaw.
Jabbing to the body all night long, Oquendo, along with some straight right hands to the body.
Those punches hurt because it's hitting you in the side of your body where you just can't just build up with muscles, you see.
Well, if you have no respect for your opponent's power, you can often go to the body without fear.
That's right. What is he going to do about it? Slap you?
CompuBox punch numbers show Oquendo outlanding Byrd 37-26 over the last 3 rounds. CompuBox does not measure the impact of the punch, simply tries to provide a profile of the number of punches thrown and landed.
CompuBox got criticized almost as much as Barbera, I mean us, last week. But you're right, Jim. The activity of the fighters, which it tracks, 90–95% of the time tracks the winner of the fight. Last week it didn't.
Hey, here's a big Chris Byrd flurry. He got Oquendo to the body, momentarily stopped him, and as he had him pinned against the ropes, landed a series of shots. That's the best Byrd moment of the fight so far.
Yeah, you got to hurt him, though. You just can't flurry, otherwise they're going to come back and be mad at you for not hurting them.
And now Oquendo delivers some very hard shots to the body and a big right hand upstairs. And a left hook as well. Fres Oquendo bringing it to Chris Byrd. After some confidence-building rounds for Oquendo.
I think what gave him more confidence is that Byrd hit him with his best shot and didn't hurt him.
Good left-hand body shot by Oquendo. Byrd seems wary of the looping punch to the back of the head and backs away. More body stuff from Oquendo. Hard left hand upstairs by Byrd. Got Fres's attention.
All he has to do is feint that right hand, and Byrd jumps 5 feet back. 5 feet, one feint. Whenever you want to rest,
the top by Oquendo. Double jab by Byrd.
Whenever Oquendo want to rest, he just feint with the right hand, and Byrd backs away. The referee is doing a good job.
6 rounds in the books. And Chris Byrd had better hope that he's not down 5 rounds to 1. Which is not inconceivable given the action we've seen.
We're half the fight now. This fight is yours. Your hands are reaching in. Give him water. Your hands are reaching. It's doing great.
Gotta be, mama. Gotta be.
Yeah, he grabbed and hold him, but you had to fake and make him grab and nothing there. Step to the side of him. Step to the side, okay? It's just step to
Here we see Oquendo without fear of return, throwing big right hands. Byrd comes back with some punches later in the round. Chris Byrd has been called underestimated so much. Through the middle of the fight, you'd say he's been overestimated.
There's that lead left jab again, right to the body.
Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 6?
Okay, Jim. 5 rounds to 1, 59-55. Fast Fres Oquendo. Jim, I gotta tell you something. He's getting up Fres with that right hand. He's keeping the pressure on. He's just winning his fight with solid right hands. But I gotta say something, you know, about what Larry said before. If you draw a line down the side of a fighter, Jim, down each side of a fighter, okay? You got to hit the guy in the front. In other words, it's got to be in the front. You can't hit the guy in the back of the head. It's extremely dangerous. It's absolutely illegal. You can't hit him in the kidneys. You can't hit him in the back. You can't hit him in the back of his head.
I have the fight closer. I have it 3-2 and 1 even.
I think it's entirely conceivable that I think it's entirely conceivable that some of the judges might have given the last round to Byrd. But still, I think we can all agree he's in a fight. He's facing a severe challenge, and he's going to have to do better in these last 6 rounds than he did in the first.
When you fighting a southpaw or vice versa, you're going to throw a lot of punches. They're going to be on the wrong side of the body, the wrong side of the head, and that's just the way it goes. Ooh, a left hook to the body by Oquendo.
You know, CompuBox numbers coming into this round had Oquendo landing 36 out of 89 jabs. That's 40%. Excellent against any southpaw. Pretty amazing against Chris Byrd. But he's doing it by jabbing to the body.
It's working so good for him.
Gives you a much better chance to connect and invests in the future.
That's right. If it goes down to the last 4 or 5 rounds, your guy's too weak to do anything about your being weak.
Kendo seems a little ragged here. I wonder if he's tired.
You got to be tired when you're throwing those kind of punches.
Stop it, stop.
But I've seen him fight before. Just when you think he's out of it and tired, comes up with a big punch.
In Oquendo's only loss, he built up a big lead against David Tua and then got knocked out. Byrd trying to show Eddie Cotton that Oquendo hit him on the back of the head. Oquendo raising that right hand threateningly again. Oquendo built a big lead over David Tua, then got knocked out. David Tua is the exact opposite of Chris Byrd in the heavyweight division.
You're looking good. You're looking good. Need ice for his back. Water. Relax, relax. Relax. We're going to win this fight. We're going to win this fight. Everybody calm. Put water on his head, please.
Keep the towel here. You got to chop him. You got to catch him coming in. Step to the side. Don't go straight back all the time.
Yeah.
Make him, take him in a circle.
See, oh yeah. He's coming straight.
He's coming straight in on you.
He starts
ready,
swinging.
and he's ready both feet together.
Yep.
So far in the fight, CompuBox numbers find Chris Byrd landing only 23% of his punches. That's a very low percentage for a boxer technician like Byrd. And chances are he would need to step that up to give himself the maximum chance to win the fight. Byrd now jabbing to the body. And coming back upstairs. Byrd throwing more punches than Oquendo right now, as Fres seems to be resting just a little bit with the lead. But the Oquendo plan to make Byrd lead against him is working perfectly, and a big counter left for Oquendo stops Byrd in his tracks.
Byrd can't play with this man.
Byrd's in a bad position now because he's behind on points against a counterpuncher. And he has to go after him.
And you can't play with a puncher. You better just keep moving your head like his dad told him, and step around. Don't stay in front of him. Byrd is playing that game of staying in front of a puncher, following him around as well.
Straight right hand by Oquendo.
Oquendo is doing what the Klitschko's trying to do against Byrd. Not punch through the target, just punch at it.
Let's go.
Don't overcommit, because it's hard to hit a boxer like Byrd with long punches.
Swing for singles and doubles, not for home runs.
Well, he's been hitting some fielders, I tell you, some ground
Hard grounders.
triples.
Yeah.
Go, let him go, get out, get out.
When Byrd stepped to the left side of Oquendo, he does well, but then he comes right back in front of him.
Oquendo throwing that looping right hand again. Byrd shakes it off and comes back with 2 punches of his own. Byrd's going to have to forget about worrying about being hit in the back of the head. He's going to have to go forward and take his chances on Oquendo's looping right hand.
Get out, get out, get out, get out. Get out.
Ooh, good 1-2 by Oquendo, the right and then the left. Body shot again by Oquendo.
This is a good heavyweight fight.
Tracy Byrd, wife of Chris, great boxing fan, knows the sport, and you can see the score on her face. She does not have Chris leading, or so I would guess from that expression.
When you get in there, take chances and put them together. Do the bag drill now. You know what you got to do in there. That style throwing you off, but don't let it throw you off. Make it work for you. Okay? Okay, go keep the split, but now listen. When he coming in, he lunging in. Then when he lunge in, if he miss, he grab. Time that, and you ain't throwing enough left hand lead.
I'm trying to
Don't think about it. Just throw the left hand lead and the hook will come. Okay? You got to leave that left hand. Double that left hand lead up.
Go.
Joe Byrd loading his son up with information. You heard Chris say, I'm trying to do that. More left-hand leads. Part of what Joe wanted.
And there you saw the first one.
And Fres Oquendo countered it with a good right to the body.
And most fighters, when you lose your opponent, you keep throwing shots, but Oquendo, when he loses Byrd, he holds on. That's good. And you can't see them hold on. Great left hand, right hand. His corner told him to do it.
Look at how Oquendo mixes up his attack. Straight right hand, then the jab, not the other way around.
He's giving Byrd a lot to think about.
An old high school quarterback executing his game plan very well.
To near perfection from my eyes. Time running out on Chris Byrd. Only 11 minutes left in the fight.
Chris Byrd has the kind of look of frustration on his face that his opponents normally do.
Exactly. More and more, Byrd trying to chase. Hoping to land something big. His detractors would say, doesn't have anything big.
Boy, they're going to collide heads if they're not careful. Now, the referee has got no reason to bother with. He doesn't have any reasons at all to bother with Oquendo.
There you saw just before that collision, Byrd trying to time Oquendo's lunges as he's doing right here. He's trying to find out when's he coming, and then I'm going to get him.
Let him go, let him go. Get out, get out, get out, get out.
That's just the time that Oquendo doesn't come.
The referee is playing the old okey-doke now, messing with Oquendo.
What's the okey-doke, George?
The okey-doke is like if you got a house fighter, you take care of the house, and this guy's a long way from home, and the referee's trying to look out for him.
Get out, get out, get out, get out.
Let him win by himself. You don't go in and pushing his opponent on the chest.
This is a very good round for Fres Oquendo at a moment when it's Byrd who needs to generate momentum.
Let him go, let him go, let him go. Get out, get out.
Good straight left hand by Byrd there. Oquendo missed over the top with his own counter left.
Byrd is looking for a knockout.
Yep.
Look at that. He's trying to walk his man down.
But you just don't walk up on a puncher.
What choice does he have?
I always go up first.
Bring the chair up. Come on, you have to be faster with this. We can't let go. We can't get loose now. This last rounds. We cannot be soft. Don't get desperate. Breathe in. Come on. Listen to me. Listen to me. It's in the middle of the ring. I don't want to see you on the ropes. In the middle of the ring. Jab, 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 and a lot of rights.
There he is in the middle of the ring, a left hand that jolted Byrd, another one on the top of the head that didn't do Byrd any good either.
Chris Byrd threw 52 punches by CompuBox count in the 9th round. That was his high output for the fight. His energy level rising as the urgency mounts. And as we saw at the end of the last round, an amazing sight. Chris Byrd trying to walk Fres Oquendo down and land a big shot. Harold Letterman, how do you have it through 9?
Okay, Jim. 88-83, 7 rounds to 2. Fast, Fres Oquendo. Jim, I don't know. Chris Byrd to me seems totally ineffective. He's walking in and Fres is nailing him with left hands, with straight right hand leads, just landing the harder punches, getting off first, taking it to Chris Byrd, taking Chris Byrd out of his game by getting off first.
I have it 6-2-1.
Famed Boston talk show host Eddie Andelman picked this upset on the air with me the other day. I told him I thought he might be crazy. He wasn't.
Got a lot of rounds to go. 3, 2.5.
Oh, there's a hard right hand by Oquendo. And Byrd seems constrained to try to counter it right away as he jumps after Oquendo.
Now, well, this is the gazelle chasing the lion.
Boy, his corner's got to refresh him. If Oquendo corner can refresh him, we may have an upside.
They traded shots. Oquendo landing a big left hand, and Byrd landed a right hand in return.
When you go to the corner, they got to refresh you and not talk so much.
Byrd no longer the relaxed, loosey-goosey defender in there as he goes after Oquendo. Byrd waited for Oquendo to come off the ropes and tried to hit a home run with the left hand.
Boy, the big guy's really getting a little tired now. He's in this uncertain territory. Holding on.
Byrd is a rhythm fighter who's been checked and de-rhythmed all night. Every time he thinks he has something going, he walks into a punch or a clinch.
Ooh, combination burst from Oquendo as he fires to the body with a combination. Byrd comes back at it. Byrd seems to believe Oquendo's tired, but the bell sounds to end the round. 2 stanzas left in this one. And there is the Oquendo clan, excited for their man. Fres's family enjoying themselves so far. Don't know if the kids are scoring the bout, but the look on their faces tells you who they think is winning.
These are the two championship rounds. These are the 2 championship rounds. He knows he's behind, and he's going to put a lot of pressure now. Do not stop. 2 rounds left. 2 rounds left for the championship, my friend.
He holding you. When he hold your head, let him get your head, but get your hand loose. And don't pull back when he breaks, because he'll hit on the break. Because he's going to get a break. Now, you got to work. You got to touch him in the gut now. Let's touch him in that gut with a hard left hand, okay? Okay, let's go. Get down, Rose.
Carefully constructed fight plan by Fres Oquendo. Managed to make Chris Byrd lead early and come at him. Got his counter-punching game going. Has landed a lot of body shots. Setting things up by jabbing to the body throughout the fight. Fres Oquendo seemingly in command as we come to the last 2 rounds. Chris Byrd with his high numbers for both connected punches and punches thrown in the 10th, 20 out of 57. Still Oquendo landing the harder shots.
Does Byrd have a knockout in him?
He's going for it tonight.
Byrd doing damage along the ropes. Oquendo's balance gone there just for a second. Maybe as much out of exhaustion as out of Byrd's punches, but Chris is asserting himself big time now.
Oquendo's mouth is wide open.
It ain't over yet.
Byrd's corner told him to go to the body, and he's being hit in the body.
Right hand rally by Oquendo. Byrd's audience has momentary excitement. Must be fun for them. Watch their man try for a knockout.
Let him go, let him go, let him go, let him go. Get out.
Or maybe they're too nervous for it.
Come on, let's go, come on. Hold it so much. Come on.
Boy, that's when these minutes are starting to sound like hours to you in the ring.
Stop one right there.
Can't believe what 3 minutes can be in a human being's life.
They almost banged heads in the center of the ring. Byrd may have won the 10th round, trying to win this one to make the fight closer. Oquendo swinging big and missing. Not a particularly good idea if you're tired. Byrd takes advantage. Right hand body shot by Oquendo momentarily stalls Byrd.
Oquendo is using a little bluff now. I'm showing you my right hand. I'll hit you with this, but he's not doing it.
Rare sight. Fres Oquendo in the role of boxer trying to sit on his lead. Chris Byrd in the role of puncher trying to take him apart. Ooh. Left hand landed for Oquendo. Byrd smiles and says, come on. But the round comes to a close.
Okay, this is the last round coming up here now, okay? Did he hurt you in anything?
No.
Well, let's put them together this time. Let's grill that bag on this nigga this time, okay? Because where's this on, bro?
This fight is ours. This fight is ours. This is what we'll work for. This is what we work. This fight is ours. This is the champion. One more round. That's it. This fight is ours.
Yeah, now, okay? Let's go with that.
Last round.
That's what that's it, baby.
This round out is ours. You got to win this round. Put a lot of pressure on this guy. Last round, this is our round. Come on. You got to do it. Bring the championship to Puerto Rico.
Chris Byrd has been the nowhere man of boxing, trying to make something of himself.
And Eddie Cotton's going to rule that is not a knockdown.
That was a push. That was a push.
He calls it a push. A push, not a knockdown.
I thought that was a knockdown. Without a punch, Byrd doesn't go down.
I thought it was a push because the push came after the punch. Harold, how do you have it through 11?
I'd like to see the replay of that again. 106, 103, 7 rounds to 4. Fast Fres Oquendo. Jim, I gotta tell you something. I thought Chris Byrd came back to win rounds 10 and 11, make it a little bit closer, but Fres had a big early lead with that lead right hand and all the good shots he landed early. So Fres Oquendo by 3 points going into the 12th.
This is the last of a round I just like to see.
You know what? I think it may officially possibly be closer than Harold has it, just because judges aren't accustomed to seeing Chris Byrd lose rounds. May have taken him a little while early in the fight to get the hang of that.
Yeah.
such thing as thinking that you're ahead on points. I can tell you that.
Well, if Oquendo's trying to sit on the lead, and he's not, he throws a left hook that lands there. Byrd comes back with a straight left hand. Oquendo with his third big tackle of the game. And now, Eddie Cotton, I believe, is going to deduct a point for roughhousing.
Time in. Let's go.
No, he did not deduct a point.
Keep it fair. That was good for Cotton.
So no point deduction. Byrd's going to have to do it on his own.
All of a sudden, Byrd looks like Joe Frazier.
Amen.
Well, the southpaw Joe Frazier. They're probably about to fight the best 50 seconds of the fight.
If Byrd loses, he could go back to oblivion. Without a title, who would fight him?
Look at Byrd firing power shots. Most unusual moment of Chris Byrd's career. Bell will sound and Oquendo will celebrate. Oquendo trying for that moment of camaraderie at the end of the fight, and Byrd wanted no part of it, probably feeling as though he's been fouled too much in the fight. It winds up close on the Letterman scorecard as Byrd sweeps the last 3 rounds to get to within 115-113. Change 1 round from Oquendo to Byrd, and you got an even fight. So there is still suspense as we wait for the official scorecards.
Thank you so much. God bless you. God, thank you so much.
I think the tip-off was the referee not calling that last knockdown.
Well, let's take a look at what happened at the beginning of the round. This is what Eddie Cotton ruled to push. Right hand to the side of the head. Left hand. Then he stepped in and bodied him and tripped him. What do you think, George?
I think the punch created everything. But then I don't think that well anymore.
George, don't say that. We're paying you big money to think, okay? Chris Byrd threw 103 power punches over the last 3 rounds. Was it enough? Let's go to Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the official scorecards.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we go to the scorecards with a unanimous decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Donald Ackerman scores at 115 to 113. Judge Stephen Epstein scores about 116 to 112. And Judge John Duke Lawson sees about 117 to 111. All 3 in favor of the winner, and still champion, Chris Byrd.
Well, here we are again. 1 week later. And like I said, judges aren't particularly accustomed to seeing Chris Byrd lose rounds. Final CompuBox numbers, total punches. Byrd 132 out of 484. And they're chanting BS in this crowd. Oquendo 156 out of 486. Jabs. CompuBox doesn't measure the impact of punches. just the number of punches thrown and landed. Byrd 55 out of 245. Oquendo 66 out of 169. Percentages favor Fres Oquendo. 117, 111 Byrd. That scorecard is rather amazing.
You know what? Sometimes I believe we do have the best judges. Money can, well, the best judges.
Harold's the best judge money can buy. He's getting paid by HBO. Let's have Larry Merchant talk with both fighters. Larry?
Thank you very much, Jim. Congratulations, Chris. How difficult was that fight for you?
Oh man, I first of all, I thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for everything. Very difficult. I took this man for granted. I'm so cocky at my own abilities, I forget what kind of abilities he has. I forget him. I've been off about 10 months. Man, I train hard, but still, when you're not fighting, when you're fighting a guy like him, who's smart, who's fast, who's very crafty, you know, you got to be on top of your game. I come in thinking I'm the man, looking for Lennox Lewis and Roy Jones, got that on my mind. This guy is a for real guy. He's for real. If he get with Chris Byrd like that, I'm telling you, big guys can't, like he said, big guys can't.
All right, you hear the crowd behind us disagreeing vehemently with the result.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Easily he could have went to him. No doubt. You know, it was like Shane Mosley last week with the aggression. Like I said, I scored for Shane Mosley. I told you, in this fight, I probably would have to come at him. And that's one thing I did. I tried to make the fight. He's smart. He's pretty crafty. He know when to hold, break loose.
Have you ever been in a fight where you had to pull the fight out at the end and be the aggressor?
No, only Vitaly Klitschko, because I told you I had to come at him. This man I had to come at too. Angles, speed. He's a for real deal. He got in shape for this. He wanted it really bad. And like I said in the meeting, guys like this guy is very hungry.
Did he hurt you?
Not really hurt me. You know, you get hit with a punch. You're like, woo, he can hit. I better keep my hands up. He got a weird hook. He's very deceivingly strong. And he's a great fighter.
Thank you, Chris. Fres.
Man,
Fres, your corner was telling you were winning the fight. Did you think you were winning it?
Of course, you know, I fought the best heavyweight in the world. It motivated me. You know, I mean, can't take nothing from Byrd. Byrd was a nice, slick fighter. But today I showed the world, the boxing world, the new Fres Oquendo. Not only am I fast, I'm powerful. As you've seen tonight in the ring, you know, it's a fight that the public thought I won.
What was your game plan, and do you feel you executed it?
Well, my game plan is to have him at bay, good jab, straight right hand. They were expecting me to throw my looping right hand, looping punches, you know, the old Fres. But every fight I come different, and like Byrd said.
Did you want him to be the aggressor?
Well, I wanted him to come to me so I could surprise him with my jabs, hooks, you know, right hands. I landed at will. And, you know, I thought I was winning closely. But, you know, hey, God bless that we both came out in great health.
Fres, you seem to be taking this awfully well. Are you going to go back in your dressing room and beat up on a few walls? Because you have every reason to believe that you won the fight.
Yeah, you know, it's a heartbreaking loss. Thank God one of the greatest promoters of all time, Don King. He put me right back up in the mat. He knows I'm one of the best heavyweights out there. And, you know, not only does he have Byrd, he has Fres Oquendo, the new generation of heavyweights.
Thank you very much, guys.
God bless. Jim, everybody.
Let's take a look at these judges. And we want to give you the full names of the judges who scored this bout. Don Ackerman from New York, 115-113 Byrd. Steve Epstein of Connecticut, 116-112 Chris Byrd. John Lawson of Connecticut, in effect, saw this fight 9 rounds to 3 for Chris Byrd. 9 rounds to 3. George, I'm not sure what fight we were watching, but it appeared to me that Oquendo was the aggressor. Oquendo fought the fight that he wanted to fight. Oquendo landed more high-quality punches. How did Byrd win?
You know what? Until boxers ourselves start to speak out about some of these weird decisions, they're not going to see any justice. When I hear the boxers being interviewed afterwards, that frightens me more than what the judges' decisions were. Boxers need to speak out a little bit more.
You're saying that Fres Oquendo should have been considerably more vocal and more disturbed than he was about that decision.
And not only that, the champion himself, he should have spoken out. He know he didn't win that boxing match. And at least say it. Just say it. He still got the belt on his shoulder, but sometimes speak up. If this is going to be fair play, no hitting below the belt, no rapid punching, the boxers are going to have to carry this stuff out. And these stinky decisions, boxers are going to have to start speaking out against him.
I'll tell you what, just to underline a point that we were making in the late rounds, if Chris Byrd and his father had thought that they were headed towards some unanimous decision victory, 117-11, a score like that, they would never have fought the last 3 or 4 rounds the way they did. He was trying to fight, as you pointed out, Larry, like Joe Frazier.
All I can say is we were wrong again.
Yeah, we were. That's right.
But at least we didn't get a promoter, and Don King in this case was throwing any tantrums and
filing protests.
Accusing officials of conspiring. Of course, in this case, he had both fighters.
Hey, speaking of protests, Bob Arum and Oscar De La Hoya's protest against the decision last week. Where does that stand now?
It's sitting down apologetically. There was nothing to it. There was nothing behind it. No sinister paper trail. None of that stuff. Just keep in mind that after De La Hoya lost the first fight to Mosley, that he fired Bob Arum.
Do you have final thoughts on this, or are you speechless?
Well, you know, there's an old saying in boxing that goes back to a time when there were only a handful of champions, that it's not the title that makes the fighter, it's the fighter that makes the title. And that's why this is for a piece of the championship, as we say. If we needed any further evidence that the real heavyweight champions and the real top heavyweights were not in the ring tonight, we saw it tonight.
Well, Chris Byrd holds on to
that.
Go ahead.
Joe Louis was losing to Jersey Joe Walcott. After the fight, he didn't say anything. He just walked out of the ring. They gave him the decision, but he let it know, hey, I didn't win that one. Came back and won it fairly and squarely. But when a fighter stands up, that's integrity. We haven't seen a lot of that.
And you're saying Chris Byrd should have acknowledged the truth?
Well, at least tell it like it is.
Well, once again, we stand in an awkward position because Chris Byrd holds on to his heavyweight championship belt in a unanimous decision by relatively wide scores in a fight to which either we or the judges, take your pick, were completely blind. We'll have a final word on what happened in the ring here tonight in just a moment. Right now, let's look ahead to some upcoming programs on HBO.
On the next Real Sports.
A field of dreams, of sons and dads, of happiness and heartbreak. The Yankees' Jorge Posada, one of the best catchers in baseball, fulfilled his Cuban refugee father's dreams of greatness.
Given what your dad wanted, could you have been anything other than a ball player?
I don't think so.
But now, with his own son, he's dealing with a father's heartbreak.
His head was deformed.
Bryant Gumbel gets the story from behind the plate. Don't miss the Emmy Award-winning Real Sports with Bryant Gumbel. Premieres Tuesday at 10 on HBO.
Nothing is out of bounds.
They had what it takes to become heavyweight champion. Now these guys want to prove they have it too. HBO Boxing After Dark presents from around the world the next generation of heavyweight contenders. Undefeated hometown hero Baby Joe Messi is pumped in prime for rival Devaro Williamson. Plus, heavy-hitting Juan Carlos Gomez seeks out surging undefeated Sinan Samil Sam. And Duncan Dakiwari feels destined to deliver the dangerous Dominic Gwynn his first loss. 6 new heavyweight contenders, 3 big matches, 1 great night of boxing, and it all happens live. Saturday, September 27th at 10 on HBO Boxing After Dark.
Monday night, catch the latest installment of Sports of the 20th Century, The Curse of the Bambino, narrated by long-suffering Sox fan Ben Affleck. This film takes a look at the misery inflicted on Boston fans by their beloved Red Sox since the sale of Babe Ruth to the New York Yankees nearly 85 years ago. Each Wednesday night at 10, catch the premiere of Inside the NFL. Join hosts Bob Costas, Chris Collinsworth, Dan Marino, and Chris Carter as they bring you exclusive highlights from this week's games, as well as giving you the first in-depth look at next week's games. In addition, special correspondents Wanda Sykes, she's a beauty, and newcomer George Lopez offer their own unique perspectives on the big issues facing the league. Well, live here tonight at the glorious Mohegan Sun Casino in Uncasville, Connecticut, you saw a tactical battle with some hard punches between Chris Byrd and Fres Oquendo. Oquendo came in with a creative fight plan, executed it well, seemed to dominate the action, Byrd tried to catch him in the last few rounds. Byrd won a unanimous decision. Go figure. Next on HBO, stay tuned for Sex and the City on the East Coast and the premiere of The Tuxedo on the West Coast. So now for our entire HBO crew, I'm Jim Lampley saying so long from Connecticut. The executive producer of HBO Sports is Rick Bernstein. Tonight's edition of World Championship Boxing was produced by John Crystal. De La Hoya versus Mosley was produced by Dave Harmon, and both were directed by Mark Payton. Associate directors, Abtin Motilla, Joe Gonzalez, Thomas Odelfelt, and Brooks Silva Braga. Assistant to the producer, Greg Stern. Production managers, Mike Davis and John McCallie. Technical supervisor, Bob Hunter. Technical director, Doug Getz. And production coordinator, Tammy Cotel.
Celebrating 30 years of boxing, this has been a presentation of HBO Sports, the network of champions.
Groundbreaking, critically acclaimed, smash hits, HBO original series. And now, the summer finale of the HBO original series, Sex and the City.